Coach, what was the best part in your eyes about this overtime thrilling win?
It's the second night in a row where, you get down double figures early and, you just kind of chip away. And for tonight, it was the fact that you don't get to the hotel till 3:30 last night, a team that's waiting for you. And we found a way. Obviously, what more can you say about Nikola Jokic? I know it's only 4 games, but what that guy does, 29, 18, and 16, makes it look easy. I thought Aaron Gordon in the second half was an animal, 20 points in the second half. It was great to see Michael Porter make shots. Obviously, he's such a difference maker when he shoots the ball the way we know he's capable of shooting. Obviously, CB, so proud of him for stepping in, shooting that open 3 and knocking it down. Obviously, Jamal Murray, the game that he had. And then I thought the bench, especially Russell Westbrook, his energy, his passion, his edge, it can be contagious. So obviously there's still a lot we can clean up, Katie, but proud of our guys for finding a way in back-to-back nights of staying together, staying with it, believing in themselves, and finding a way to get a win in overtime. And I just hope we don't go to overtime every game the rest of the season.
How key was that third quarter going into the fourth quarter when you got to keep the starters on the bench a little bit longer, a little more rested than you had the last couple of games for that stretch run?
Yeah, it's going to be so important for us, Scott. To your point, obviously another overtime game. Our starters played heavy minutes, but I thought our bench, I thought this was our best bench game in our 4 games so far. And that allows us not to feel, hey, we got to go back to our guys at the 10-minute mark. I thought Russ, I thought Julian, I thought Michael, I thought Peyton, I thought Dario had some really good minutes, and I thought our defense in that third quarter was outstanding. Obviously, to start the game, we gave up 40 points in that first quarter, guarded nobody, but the defense got better as the game went along. And I told Jordy, I think teams take on the personality of their coach, and that team is playing very hard. And they got some guys out, but I think Jordy's doing a heck of a job with that team, and they're going to only continue to get better. So I'm proud of Jordy as well.
Obviously, you just talked about it last night with the 2 consecutive calls for post-ups for Jokic at the end. Did you expect them to send a double on the second one there on the last play?
They doubled him a lot tonight. This was more, they waited him to dribble the ball, and then the double came, and obviously, I'm so happy I get to coach Nikola because I can't imagine game planning for guarding that guy. Think about that. Do you double him? Do you play him straight up? He's going to make the right read. We shot 48 from the 3-point line tonight, so now you want to put 2 on the ball against, in my opinion, the best passer in the game. We're getting something good. But it's a very, very similar situation. Down 3, 30 seconds to go. Let's go right inside, man. We got the best post-up player in the world. Let him do what he does. Single coverage, score, double team, make the right play, space the floor, react accordingly, and we'll live with the results. So another good night of execution down the stretch. And I thought us getting to the free throw line 47 times and making some real clutch ones, 11 of 13 for Nikola, 7 of 7 for Aaron, and 10 of 10 by Russ. So that was great to see.
Russ brings the energy every day. How much more important is it? You just said back-to-back, get in at 3:30 in the morning, and he doesn't look tired at all.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I asked him when we got on the plane last night, as we're still getting to know each other, and I really enjoyed that. On a side note, our flight to Toronto, he came back and sat with me, and we talked basketball, we talked second unit, but we also talked about family. We talked about his film about Tulsa and the race riots back there. What an interesting person Russell Westbrook is. But I also asked him last night, I said, hey man, I know you're a 17-year vet, what back-to-backs this early in the season, are you good to go? He goes, oh, I'm great, I'm ready for this. Music to my ears. And obviously we'll have to be smart as we get into the season with him, kids, but and at halftime, I loved it, man. I have no problem being the bad guy and getting on guys, but at halftime, when you got a guy like Russell Westbrook, speaking up and imploring his teammates, about our defense or lack thereof at that time, that is so valuable. And I'm just so thankful that he's here and a part of this family and a part of this journey, because I think he adds so much to the team.
Was that on the flight here that you asked him about the back-to-backs? Yeah.
Yes, after the game last night. Yep. So as we got through the last game, I just wanted to see how his body felt, how his mind was, and kind of what his approach is. And he goes, Coach, I'm ready to go.
Had he come to sit with you on any other flights yet?
Yeah, I mean, like when we went to Abu Dhabi, that was a 16-hour journey. So we spent time, me, him, and his wife. We talked on that flight. But just leaving Denver, a long flight to Toronto, a lot of guys knocked out, and he just came in the back. And picking my brain, what do you see? And obviously, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him and his game and his knowledge. Same thing, but like my dad always said, man, it's about relationships and getting to know people, not just about what can we run offensively. It's also about getting to know Russell Westbrook and what's most important to him. And like I said, thankful that he's a part of this.
Michael, you said before the game you were thinking about, in terms of the second unit, sort of what you could do to help them get to a better place. Obviously, you said it's the best game you had yet, and the Russ had a bunch of production. What specifically did you see tonight that you liked beyond just the points from him and from that group? And what do you think are some of the things you can do to help kind of get that effort from them on a more consistent basis going?
Yeah, well, I think a big part of it is obviously Russ had his best game as a Nugget. Obviously, he was outstanding. Julian's been really efficient in these first 4 games. I thought this was Peyton Watson's best game. Again, I can't stress it enough. When you miss a month of basketball with a soft tissue injury, and now you're thrown into real games. These weren't preseason games he's playing. Now you're just kind of trying to play catch up. And I felt tonight Peyton got caught up. He got comfortable, found his stride a little bit. And with Dario, once again, Dario getting comfortable, that's where I really feel I have to help that group more, is finding ways to use Dario both offensively and defensively where he's comfortable. It was great to see him make his first shot. It's great to see him get to the foul line. But there's definitely a lot more I can do to help Dario Saric. And I have no doubt that group's going to continue to get better, because the more you play together, the more comfortable you get together, and you start reading each other. Those guys have never played together before. So that unit is still like in its infancy, trying to figure out who the hell they are.
One more big question coming in the year. Could Christian fill in for KCP? Could he get in there? Now you got 4 games. Your thoughts on how he's fitted in with that starting unit?
No, I think he's been incredible. Like I keep on saying, do Christian a solid, and don't compare him to KCP. And just ask yourself, is Christian Brown doing what Christian Brown needs to do? And the answer's been yes. It's always going to start with defense for him, right? He's going to guard the other team's best player. And tonight, in the, I think, 4th quarter overtime, he fouled 2 guys. It was a 5-point swing on 2 fouls. So he's got to be better. And he knows that. But his defense, his shooting, his confidence, attacking the basket, finishing, and just playing off of, he's the guy out there that's got to play off of Jamal, Michael, Aaron, and Nikola. Run the floor, move without it, finish, set a screen, whatever it is. And I think CB, it's only 4 games, Scott, but I think he's been tremendous for us, and very, very proud of him.
Thank you, Coach.
What's the score of the game?
6-4.
What do you think?
Yankees.
Yankees won?
Wait, no,
Who
they're
got
winning.
the
I thought you were a Mets guy. I'm a Mets fan. A lot of Mets fans would hate you for that.
All players will be available in the locker room tonight. No one coming to the podium.